Come on, Reese.
They train for months, and it comes down to a few seconds. The blood, sweat, and money all on the line. Adam Nelson is a 3-time Olympian. His longtime training partner is Reese Hoffa.
We're working class athletes. We're working class people.
Sometimes behind the pomp and pageantry of the Olympics are world-class athletes living in poverty. These two men both are married. Nelson also has 2 children. They both struggle to pay the bills, even as they strive to continue training.
It becomes a true labor of love, and as someone once said, it's a vow of poverty to pursue an Olympic Games.
For athletes who are household names, the lucrative contracts come rolling in, but they are in the upper tier. Most Olympians work part-time jobs and hustle for sports contracts. A survey by the U.S. Track and Field Athletic Association found that of the top 10 U.S. ranking athletes in their events, about half of them made less than $15,000 annually from the sport. Nelson, even after he won a silver medal in the 2004 Olympics, was dropped by his athletic company sponsor. So he came up with a novel way to raise money.
I jokingly said, why don't I sell myself on eBay? And my agent, and who's also a good friend of mine, and I were talking about it. He said, let's do it. So we set up the page, and we started pushing it out. We ended up closing on a deal for $12,000 for a 1-month sponsorship with a company named Metavox RX. And while $12,000 doesn't sound like a whole lot, it was enough to cover my first 6 months worth of expenses.
Unlike athletes in most other countries, American athletes don't get financial aid from the government. And even being great is not always good enough.
In the U.S., we have very high standards. They're basically saying, if you're not good enough to get a medal, then you're really not that good. There's a lot of athletes in other countries. The simple fact that they're an Olympian and they make it to the final, that's huge. They'll be supported for the next 4 years. And for me, for the next 4 years, it was a struggle. Like, I had to fight every single year to kind of validate, like, hey, listen, I'm still good. You can still hold on to me.
Both Nelson and Hoffa are lucky to have found corporate sponsors this year. But Nelson did not make the Olympic team, putting his financial future in limbo. Hoffa did, and now heads to London.
All right, buddy, don't get too good while I'm gone.
Lisa Sylvester, CNN, Washington.